Dear colleagues, good afternoon. We continue our working day in Ukraine Crisis Media Center. My name is Valentin Pugachev, and this is my project, Spokesperson of Peaceful Life, which is supported by Germany as a sponsor. This our issue finalized the summer camp and vacations topic this year. Today we address the topic of our children of war. We cover the activities of Ukrainian and international institutions and NGOs who support the children of war. And we will talk today to Yaroslava Tokar, All-Ukrainian charity organization Kryla, head of the board, and Natalia Abramova, director of the charity foundation Dity Veselky, mother of a child with autism. Good afternoon, Ms. Tokar, and good afternoon, Ms. Abramova. We'll start with Ms. Tokar. Just tell us, please, in brief about your NGO, its activities, and then about vacations, recreation of children. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. We started our work since 2007. Then we also launch other activities which are most important. We help disabled children and children without parents. Since 2014, we have been addressing the children of war who reside in Donetsk and Lugansk region, and this is the only school in this region. What we are doing for these children: first, their national patriotic education. We organize camps where children can learn their national folklore and customs of Ukraine. We had a very vivid summer recreation activities. There were very many programs for disabled children, children of war. We took children from Donetsk and Lugansk Oblast, and we took them to Kiev and organized their summer rest. We collected gifted children, and in Lyceum we hosted the exhibition. The children were very much impressed. They were satisfied, and with the activities there were several programs which we conducted. The next program was Carpathian rest. We took children on a visit to Carpathian Mountains where children had recreation activities. We tried to demonstrate to the children how hospitable is Carpathian region, and the children from Donetsk and Lugansk region, they felt that they sang Ukrainian songs and they chanted glory to Ukraine. Carpathian children and children from Donetsk and Lugansk Oblast, they sang together. Now we have one more request. we try to organize new program. The next program was
France.
Children from Donetsk and Lugansk region, from Zhytomyr and Chernigov. They lived in Zhytomyr and Chernigov. My colleagues and I, they shared their experience. Thank you, friends. And I have one question to you. Where did you spend your summer? For the second year, in a sequence, I visit different camps with the support of this NGO. I had a very good time, and I had very lots of impressions, and I saw different places. We lost connection. I am a schoolboy. I engage in karate classes. I go in for karate. My name is Ludmila. I'm a student of the 5th year. This summer I went to the western regions of Ukraine, and I also went in for karate there. We met children from Lugansk and Donetsk region and Kiev. It was very important for them to have such sports competitions, sporting camp. I also visited the Western camp for sports students. Our girls, they have been going in for karate sports for 5 years. They went to the sporting camp in Transkapes. There were trainers, instructors from Donetsk and Lugansk region, and they understood that the sports unite them, not only impressions and sharing experience by internet. They learned how to live in the families. How they live in the families. This is a very good program which was organized under support of our Karate Foundation. We would like to thank the NGO and the program, thanks to which we got the opportunity to provide recreation and healthcare activities to children from Kirovograd, Chernigiv, Poltava, Donetsk and Lugansk region. The children did not divide into children from Lugansk, Donetsk and other regions. They are Ukrainians and they understand that we are the United Nation. We also had the trip. We take children from Lugansk and Donetsk region to the children's camp. They are aged 15-16 years. The group of children went to the camp thanks to the Ministry of Social Policy of Ukraine. First, can you tell us, for the summer period, how many children from Lugansk and Donetsk region controlled by Ukraine area had the opportunity to rehabilitate their health and to have rest? 300 children were provided the opportunity to rest. Are there disabled children among them? How many of them? About 20 children. They are disabled children from Donetsk and Lugansk region. During this summer, they had the visit to Kiev, to France, and to Transcarpathia. And this is right? Is this right? Georgia and Greece. There were 2 camps. Thanks to support of our sponsors, disabled children were recreated . 200 people received support from the Ministry of Social Policy. I have 2 more questions. The first question is, what is the ratio between the children from Donetsk and Lugansk region and other regions of Ukraine? What was the ratio? For recreation to Kiev, the 100% of Lugansk and Donetsk region children went. How did you select children from the eastern regions? What criteria you used? We work with the school number 2, Ukrainian language school. They select the children who will go for these trips. Thank you, Ms. Tokar, and we give the floor to Ms. Abramova. Good afternoon. I represent the charity foundation Dity Veselky, the Children of Rainbow, and I want to tell about our foundation. We have been working since 2010. In 2010, several mothers and experts from our city united in order to overcome the problem of studying children with suffering autism. There were no conditions in our cities and no programs and curriculum for teaching children with autism, and we saw how our children lost time, while on the global level there are such programs available. So we opened our center on May 25th, the Center Children of Rainbow. We have been working for 6 years. This is the only center in our region specialized on providing assistance to children autists. This is very difficult but also very needy job, because this is just a pandemic globally, on global scale. 20 years ago there was 1 person per 100,000. This year 1 children per 38. Given such statistics, there are some fears that in several years half of children will be born suffering autism, and both teachers and society, they should start preparing to the problem which exists. Our foundation not only open this center and maintenance its activities. We deliver lectures at schools about autism to the children, to the teachers. We find new methodologies and methods available all over the world. As concerns the recreation, this is a very big program for our children. If you try to look in the internet, our center provide care to children with different mental programs, different mental retardation programs. If you find a mentally handicapped there are no sanatoriums, no children's camp for mentally handicapped children. They are not accepted anywhere. Our children are not invited even to private hotels because they are afraid that our children are problematic. They can go for rest only with their parents, and all share programs, all programs of exchange, they suppose that children without parents will go, so we cannot send them to Georgia, to Greece, because there are conditions without parents. These trips are not supposed for parents. This year we've managed to realize our trip, our dream. We organized a camp, established a camp in the city of Kryla. We have an old pine tree forest and a lake, and we took 14 families with mentally handicapped children, and we organized them the camp. Our children did not need some assistance because it was not far from our residential place. We provided the opportunity for families to have separate rooms. Mothers and grandmothers could visit the children. It was very good time. We had fun. We organized birthday parties for those children and other parties. We demonstrated to the children that the life covers not only their flats and means of transportation where they suffer inconveniences. They were demonstrated that their life may include also the rest in forest conditions. Of course, we would like to try to bring our children out of the borders of our region. My son is autist, and I know what it means to introduce him to the world and to introduce the world to him. I traveled much with him, and I know that these children are capable to travel, but they need conditions. The main condition is the family rest. They cannot be divided with their families. So we need Ukrainian program to rehabilitate mentally handicapped children. We have 100,000 children who do not leave their apartments. They are expelled from kindergartens, from school. They do not travel, they can't see anything, they are hardly accepted in the trains. So my biggest dream is to create the All-Ukrainian program for rest of all mentally handicapped children. How many mentally handicapped children your foundation address with your care? We address about 55 children. They are children from our region, Severodonetsk, Lysychansk. Before the war, the children from other regions also visited us, but these days our center is not visited by children from other regions for rehabilitation because of the war conditions these days. 18 children study at our center because we provide personal lessons. That is why we just can't cover the larger number of children. What is the age of children? They are children starting with 2.5 years old and ending with 14 years old. My son is 14 years old and he is the oldest. But we try to start from the young age because such children are better sensitive to correction. We have several classes at school, several forms at schools which accept our children for studies. We prepare the children and then they go and they study at schools. Where your camp this summer was held. in July. We organized the program thanks to such a sponsor, an international program. We opened Народный Purse at PayPal and other internet social media. And we this way collected money for this trip. Was it the only rest camp? Unfortunately, this is very difficult to organize. This is very difficult to collect money for such camps. So we are very happy that we realized our dream this year. We hope very much to find some sponsors. We also rest hopes on you. The problem not only in our region, this is the problem of whole Ukraine, of all children living in Ukraine who are mentally handicapped. Our center is visited by 5 children IDPs. They are from Donetsk and Lugansk region. They lost their homes and they participated in our project too. Thank you very much. I have question to you and Ms. Tokar. Do you have Facebook pages? Do you have websites? How to contact you? Of course. We have the Facebook page in Russian and English. It is titled Sent Dity Radugi, Children of Rainbow, and you can contact me in person on Facebook. The All-Ukrainian charity organization Kryla, it is available on Facebook. Dear colleagues, do you have questions? You're welcome. Sergei Malerchuk, Ukraine Crisis Media Center. I have the question to both participants of our Skype briefing. During your activities, have you met representatives of executive authorities, and at what level do you cooperate with them? Of course, we have meetings with authorities, but unfortunately we do not have cooperation. During 6 years, we have not received any assistance. Not from the regional administration, not from the municipal authority. They say there is no law so that they can assist private organizations. The municipal authorities provided us premises at cheap rentals. This is the only thing. As concerns our organization, the WINS, the Department of Social Policy in the region helps us only by organizational measures. We receive funding only from our sponsors. Thank you, Ms. Tokar. Thank you, Ms. Abramova. I wish you every success, and I hope to see you on our air again soon. Thank you, colleagues, for being with us. The next is CEO of Spokesperson of Peaceful